Hello everyone, my name is Blair and I am the Community Relations Director here at the Kenwood by Senior Star. I've been in the healthcare industry now, it's kind of hard for me to believe, a little over 30 years. And just wanted to come to you today through Facebook Live to really help you understand and explain to you the changes that's been going on, and more so with the path of Alzheimer's and dementia care. You know, years ago when your grandmother was having challenges, you would say, grandma's just being senile, or my dad's just senile. Those days are gone. We are getting better in the healthcare industry of diagnosing Alzheimer's and dementia. And so those words are going away and everyone's becoming more educated out there of all the different signs of Alzheimer's that's going on. And so that's why you're hearing it more and more. And every year, every month, every day, every second, someone is being diagnosed. Hundreds of people are being diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And so the healthcare industry needs to change and change its approach. What we did years ago is not working today. We know more about this disease. We know more how to take care of these folks. And so we need to better adapt ourselves to be able to put in different programs for folks. And so I want to educate you today on some of the signs that you need to be looking at when you're dealing with one of your loved ones. You're dealing with your mother or a grandmother. And some of the main top 5 signs is that when you start to see, it's obvious that you're seeing some forgetfulness, but what you may start to see is that the forgetfulness is becoming more pronounced, and that you're finding that your mom needs someone there constantly with her. You just really can't trust her to be alone by herself in that house anymore, because you're really not quite sure what she's going to be up to. And then from there, you'll start to see that that person, your mom, is also having problems finding those words to be able to express herself, and that's called aphasia. And that, as you're seeing some of these little symptoms, you're also seeing the fact that she is now advancing to a more greater stage of the Alzheimer's. Whereas in the beginning, you're not quite sure, something's not right, but she's still able to mask it. But now that you're seeing that she needs someone constantly around her at all times to really keep an eye on her, and she's having problems expressing her words or finding her words, which is called aphasia. And then what you're going to start finding too, when you're having a meal with her, she's having difficulty eating. And it could be as simple as figuring out, I need to take my silverware to pick it up in order to start feeding myself. Those are a lot of steps. And those that are advancing into the more moderate to advanced Alzheimer's are challenged with those steps. So just that simple eating task becomes a huge challenge. And you'll also might notice too, they start to have swallowing problems. And the way to kind of detect that very easily is if someone takes a sip of water or a cup of coffee or some tea, a thin liquid, not a milkshake, but a thin liquid, and you hear them keep clearing their throat. That's not because they swallowed the wrong way, it's because they are swallowing the wrong way. What happens is the muscles with advancing Alzheimer's, you'll start to weaken, and they start to have problems swallowing, and they start to sometimes what they call aspirating. And so those are another sign that you need to be watching for when you have a meal with someone that you know that's starting or have had that Alzheimer's or dementia. And so to be looking for that. And then as these things are starting to evolve and you're starting to pick up on all these things, you are also going to notice, wow, mom's having a much more difficult time. She's not able to walk. There are times you have to pick her up to set her up. Her mobility is extremely challenged, multiple falls. You've gone through that route of physical therapy. It lasts for a short period of time, and then all those symptoms come back. Again, these are stages of someone advancing in a much more advanced stages of their Alzheimer's. Some of the other things too is, and it's just a combination of everything, they obviously, as they're forgetting more and they're advancing more, you're seeing that they're having swallowing problems. They just start to pull back socially as well. They disengage, because what you're finding is that they're not able to comprehend the environment that they're in. It's way too overstimulating. They can't, as you're sitting down to eat with them, they can't block out that noise coming from the kitchen, the ceiling fan that's moving. You're trying to talk to them to help them to eat. That is way too much stimulation. And so as we, the healthcare professionals, are getting better at noticing the moderate to advanced stages of Alzheimer's, you, the family member, are also getting better in educating yourself that my mother does have Alzheimer's, or symptoms like, and I need to get her to a professional to get her diagnosed. And as these diagnoses are coming out, then that's when the families, I find, they come to me, they don't know what to do, because what's happening is a lot of times people are staying in their homes way too long, and so they are in a more moderate to advanced stage when they do come out to seek healthcare or to seek professional help, that, you know, they need a memory support to help my mom with all the reminders and the cueing and, you know, come on, we need to help just get the day going. But yet the other side of that, they need physical care. They need help sitting up in bed. They need help being picked up and placed, maybe unfortunately, in their wheelchair. And so with a lot of memory supports, you're going to find it's very cookie cutter. It's very, hey, you know, if your mom just has the forgetfulness and things, we can do all that. But we can't take care of those that are also physically challenged. And so what's happening is those folks that are also physically challenged, the only place they had to go is a nursing home. But my mom is still somewhat recognizing me. She knows who I am. She's able to participate in some of the activities. She doesn't really need a nursing home. She doesn't need that very high end of care, but she needs it physically. So what's changing is we are now meeting those needs of people that are advancing from the moderate to the advanced stage. And we as a healthcare industry is recognizing that. And here at the Kenwood, we have recognized that. That has been coming to us over and over and over again. There is an area that we needed to develop that will take care of someone that is in that advanced stages of Alzheimer's, but yet that are also afflicted with physical challenge. So we have combined an Alzheimer's-like unit with a nursing atmosphere as well, and made that combination, and we have called it Progressive Pathways. And what we do with Progressive Pathways, it is a memory support that will constantly continue to stimulate your mom to help her cognitively, hopefully maintain at that level as long as we can. But yet we're going to give that family member the peace of mind that we can also physically take care of that person. We can physically help them up out of bed. We can physically help them get to and from the restroom. We can physically help you get to and from the dining room and your meals, and also socially engage you at the same time at the level that your mom is able to participate. Back in the day, these areas don't exist. And we've recognized the need for that, because some folks just don't need straight nursing, and some folks just don't need straight memory support. They need a combination of both. And so we've recognized that, and we were able to create this Progressive Pathways that meets the areas of both. So what we're going to do, we're actually, for those of you that needs a little bit more information, we're going to post a link on our Facebook. It's a guide for Alzheimer's and dementia care for all you caregivers out there. You can click on that link, be able to download that booklet. It's extremely helpful. You can also then email us if you have more questions to educate you a little bit more exactly where your parent really fits and what services they actually need. So again, Chris Blair from the Kenwood. Like us on Facebook, and thank you for joining in.